Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shravan Kumar from Delsoft Technologies. Today is our third day for FDP on networking simulation using NetSim software. So today we will have an introduction of wireless sensor network and IoT Internet of Things. Then we'll design and analyze both the scenarios, and also we will go to the custom code scenario for having a leech code implementation in it. So your mics are muted just to avoid the voice interference. You can write your question in your text box. We'll discuss it after the presentation. So this is NetSim version 9.1. So the attendees who were not present yesterday, I'll just give you a brief about the NetSim. So NetSim is a networking simulation tool for design and analysis of various kind of network that can be of these 8 components by which we can see the NetSim, all the technologies. So first is internetworks, which is having Ethernet, wireless LAN. Component 2 is having legacy network. 3 is having BGP. 4th is having MANET, VANET, and WiMAX. And 5th is having cellular network. 6th is having IoT, wireless sensor network. 7 is having cognitive radio network. And last is long-term evolution. So on first day we have designed and analyzed the internetwork scenario. On second day we have designed the MANET scenario. Today we will discuss about the IoT and wireless sensor network. So now we directly go to the wireless sensor network, which is based on IEEE 802.15.4. So LRWPAN is low data rate wireless personal area network, which is widely used because it has sensing capabilities that is position independent, which means it can be deployed where humans can't reach due to non-living or toxic conditions for humans. So sensors used are of very low cost and can be randomly placed in the sensor coverage area. So this is some numerical specifications of wireless sensor network IEEE 802.15.4. So approximate 10 meter coverage range it has, and a transfer rate of 250 kbps, and it uses the CSMS CA, and it has frequency of 868 to 950 megahertz. Now we go to the applications of wireless sensor network. So there are some application of WSN where it can be used. So first is healthcare, where some wearable devices are available, and some implantable devices are also there, which can be fit into the body of any human being, so that we can monitor their vital parameters of the bodies. And wearable devices are for monitoring some vital aspects of our body, like temperature, BP, all these vital functions. Then in utilities we can have electricity grid, then water principles. Then in remote monitoring we have environmental monitoring, structural monitoring, and digital machine monitoring. So in area monitoring, wireless sensor network can be deployed in a region where intrusion monitoring is required, like for detection intrusion of enemies or border areas. For forest fire detection, it can be used for detecting any fire in the forest areas. And it can also be used for battlefield surveillance in warfare scenario to monitor the situation and send proper support to the soldiers on time. So now devices in WSN. So wireless sensor network has mainly two types of devices. One is FFD, another is RFD. FFD is full functional device and RFD is reduced functional device. So FFD, as its name suggests, it has full functionality because it senses the agent, it routes the packet, and it initializes the network, which acts as a PAN coordinator, and it can communicate with another RFD or another FFD. Then RFD has some reduced functionality that it only senses the agent and it only communicate with the FFD. So sync node is the principal controller in WSN, and only one sync node is used to receive data from sensors via a single agent used in the network. It can work on beacon mode or without beacon mode. When it uses beacon mode, it uses slotted CSMA-CA algorithm for transmitting packets. Otherwise, it uses unslotted CSMA-CA. So sensors we place in our scenario, WSN scenario, where a sensor can be of any sensitive aspect like pressure, sensors, temperature, any other sensing. It can be that. Then in NetSim, agent mobility is modeled by random walk and random waypoint, which are followed internationally. And for all the models, we can set the velocity, pause time, all we can set in the mobility section. WSN has the specially distributed sensor to monitor physical or environmental conditions like temperature, sound, pressure, which further pass their data to a main location called sync node through the network. So this is a scenario of deployment of sensors and sync node in wireless sensor network, where sensor will sense the fire object and send the data to sync node. So this fire object, we can call it an agent, where the sensor senses the data and send it to sync node. So this is about scenario in wireless sensor network, which can be of two types. First is star topology, in which PAN coordinator, or we can say FFD, is centrally connected to other FFDs and RFDs in the network. And second is peer-to-peer technology, where PAN coordinator or FFD is connected to other FFDs and RFDs in the network in peer-to-peer manner, as you can see in the figure. So these are the operational modes of wireless sensor network. So which can be divided into beacon and non-beacon enabled. When it is beacon enabled, it can further divide into slotted CSMA and slot allocation. So here is power model matrix. So in the interface ZigBee of sensor parameters, we can have the power parameters where we can set the power sources. Either it can be battery or mainline. Energy harvesting we can select so that energy remains in the sensor, because sensor are the wireless devices. So as long as their power would be there, they are in working conditions. So we have to save our energy for the sake of working of the sensor. So we can change the recharging current, initial energy, transmitting current, idle mode current, voltage, receiving and sleep mode current. Then sensor range can also be set. That I'll show you in the software part. And power mode matrix is created after the simulation, where we can see the sensor's energy consumption, its idle energy, its sleep energy, total energy consumed, energy during transmission. All these energy consumption we can see in power model matrix. So About the cluster heads, we'll see. We can see here the 4 sensors in the scenario have been made cluster heads. So that depends upon the energy of the sensors. The cluster heads keep on changing. In the Leech protocol, you can see. In Leech protocol, cluster head keep on changing with time when according to their energy remain in the devices. So that Leech protocol we'll discuss after this presentation. So first we go to the NetSim software and see how we can design the WSN network. Then we'll go to the Leech implementation and show you how we can implement Leech. So you have to go to new and select wireless sensor network from here. So as you click on the WSN, it will ask you the sensor grid length. So it can be in multiple of 50 up to 1000. Then sensor placement strategy you can define. Either it can be automatic placement of uniform or random placement. Okay, it can place the, if you place the number of sensors to 16, it can place the sensor randomly in the workspace, or it can be placed uniformly. So sensor numbers can be of the square number 1, 4, 9, 16 up to 64, more than you can increase. So we are getting 16 sensors here with uniform placement. We can also click on via click and drop. Then we will not have to decide all these things. We just simply drag this wireless sensor, WSN node and agent into the environment, and we can see our result if we want. So we are just selecting the uniform placement with having 50 grid length and 16 sensors. We just click OK. So we'll get 16 sensors from here. Okay, 16 sensors are there. Now we'll place an wireless sensor sync, and we can place an agent also here. Now we can see the properties of sensors. So when we click on the properties by right clicking on devices, so we will have the global properties where we can have the device name, device type, its location. Okay, so here we can define the mobility model where it can be of random walk, random waypoint, group mobility. So currently it is constant, it will not move. We can give the mobility to it also. So we are just making it default. And in the transport layer, we are having by default UDP. Network layer, we are having routing protocols, DSR, UDV, ZRP, and OLSR. Then acknowledgement type. Then interface ZigBee. We have the network layer parameters and having IPv4, IP addresses, subnet mask, ARP retry interval, then data link layer we have. Okay, then physical layer, various parameters are there. So these are default given here, and these are variable parameters that we can change from here. CCA mode, ED threshold, transmitting power. These are the power parameters that I have shown you in the presentation. Power sources, it can be battery or mainline. Energy harvesting is on. Recharging current, initial energy, transmitting current, idle mode current. Then sensor range of the device, sensing interval, how much interval to sense the data, that we can define from here. So we are setting it for default. These are sync node parameters. And this transport layer, network layer, and this is the interface ZigBee, where it has network layer, data link layer parameters. So in data link layer, we have the beacon mode. We can enable or disable this beacon order. We can set the maximum backoff exponent and minimum backoff exponent. Then these are some other parameters in physical layer. So some are made default and some are variable that we can set it from here. Sync node is having directly the mainline power source. Initial energy is infinite. So we can set it for default and see our result. So these three I have shown you first day. So we just directly simulate and see the wireless sensor network analysis. So this is the performance matrix, the network matrix, all the parameters about the network, link matrix, Q matrix, then DSR matrix, UDP matrix, IEEE 802.15 for 4 matrix for wireless sensor network. So it has the overall information of the devices, the packet transmitted, packet received, acknowledgement transmitted, acknowledgement received. So all the information regarding the devices is there. CC attempts, okay. Then beacon we have and disabled, so beacon transmitted 0. So then we can have sensor matrix also. Okay. Then power model matrix is there according to the devices, where transmission energy consumed, receiving energy consumed, and idle energy consumed, and sleep energy, and total energy consumed. The overall power information is there. This is the ERP matrix. So we can see the packet animation. Okay. So here we can note down one manner of sending, or you can say the receiving the sensing data. So it is in broadcast in nature. All the nodes are sending, all the sensors are sending directly to the sync node. So it is in broadcast in nature, because every sensor is sending to the sync node. But what happens in Leech protocol, we define the cluster heads in our scenario according to their energy consumed. They will keep on changing. So we just make an cluster heads, 4 cluster head in a network, and see how we can how this manner of sending the data will change. So first the sensor directly don't send the data to the sync node. They first send the data to the cluster heads. The cluster head then further send to the sync node. So that we can see in Leech protocol implementation. So here you also can see the source name, destination, packet info, status, and simulation timing. You can increase or decrease the size, speed of the animation. Okay, now we can go to our analysis. So all the result is here, which is available here, can be exported to the MS Excel. If you open it, you will get all the informations in the Excel format. So if you want the graph for any of the data, let's say we select these parameters and we want the graph for it, we can insert the graph for these parameters. Okay, so that can be of 2D column, or you can get these 2D line graph. So that is the functionality of Excel that we can use to create the graph. Okay. So now we have seen how we can design and analyze a wireless sensor network scenario. Now we will implement the Leech protocol and see how it affects the scenario and the packet animation when we see. So first we go to the presentation. So we have seen that in animation we have we are implementing Leech protocol. So Leech is low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy. Okay, so it is a cross layer protocol. So how we can implement Leech in NetSim? We have to add leech.c file in the DSR project. Like for Sinkhole attack, we have added this malicious.c file. Here we have to add the leech.c file, where we have made the code for Leech protocol. And mainly we have added the 4 functions, which is given here. That is Leech check destination, which is the function which is used to check whether the device ID is same as the destination ID. Then in get next hop is the function is to use the to forward the packet from the cluster head to the next cluster head or to the sync node. Then third function is assign cluster head. This function is to use dynamically assign cluster heads based on the sensor's remaining energy. And fourth one is identify cluster, which is used to identify the cluster of sensors. So these 4 functions we have to mainly add in the leech.c file, and for the leech.c file can be added in DSR project to implement the Leech. Now simulation of Leech protocol. So this shown the simulation of Leech, that first it is getting the data from the agent and it is sensing to the further cluster heads, then cluster head sending the packet to the sync node. That we can see in the animation also. So before going to the IoT, we can go to the software and see how Leech can be implemented. So for this, we have to go to the Leech folder we have. We are already having the codes for Leech protocol. So we have to open the netsim.sln file. So here we have to add 2 files. One is DSR and one is in Zigbee. So in DSR we have added the leech.c file. Okay, where we are having these device IDs. So here are the functions: check destination, get next hop, okay, assign cluster head, identify cluster. So all these functions are there. So here we have to define the number of the cluster heads and which we are making the cluster heads. So for after editing this, we have to rebuild this file, and after rebuilding, we will get in the DLL folder libdsr.dll and libzigbee.dll. So these two DLL files we have to copy and paste it into the bin folder of the netsim, where we have renamed the libdsr original DSR file as a default, and we have to rename the libzigbee.dll file also. So we just rename it to default just to save our original DLL, and we copy. So this is your edited DLL, libzigbee.dll. And this is libdsr.dll. So now we can open the scenario. So this is a scenario we have. Okay, this sync node, number of agents are there, and these are sensors. So when we simulate it, first we will see that detected a change in libdsr.dll. Just to put enter. Then libzigbee.dll we have changed. So we just put enter and see our simulation is running now. So we go to the packet animation and see whether our leech protocol has been implemented or not. Because in the normal condition, the sensors will send the data in a broadcasting manner. Here it will send it through the cluster heads. So we can see it is not going directly, it is sending through the cluster heads. Also, we can see the status. If it is sent, it is successful. Now we can increase the speed of the animation to see the animation faster. So we can say our leech protocol has implemented because it is sending the data through the cluster heads. Okay. Okay, so these other matrices are also there that we can study. Now we have seen this wireless sensor network and its Leech implementation. Now we will go to the IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, so this is some brief of IoT. So these are some special mentions of the name, which are the main people behind this name. So this IoT integrates all kind of sensing, identification, communication, networking, and informatic device system, and it connects all the people and things upon interest, so that anybody at any time and any place through any device and media can more efficiently access the information of any object and any services. So that can be more visualized by seeing this picture. Many of you have seen this picture. This is very common in IoT. So, but this is very important visualization, we can say, which gives you the overall vision or overall information about the IoT, that why we are heading towards the Internet of Things, because everything, every people, everything we want to communicate, everything we want to communicate means from your lost key to the tree to the car, okay, to everything is communicating with some of the devices they are having, and they are connected with the network and they are communicating. So a lot of practical applications are there for IoT, so that we can see smart and green buildings, then network healthcare, that is same as wireless sensor network, that mobile patient management. Okay, wearable health monitors are available these days. Fitbit bands, are available that you can wear on your wrist and monitor your health parameters. In smart cities, you have transportation, pollution, water distribution. In agriculture, it can be used. In forest and wildlife scenarios, it can be used. That is same application as the wireless sensor network. So IoT is 802.15.4. It has 6 LoWPAN. So apart from a sync node, we use the 6 LoWPAN gateway here for sending the packets further to any host. So LoWPAN is an acronym for Low Power Wireless Personal Area Network, and its function is a border router in a network connecting a wireless IPv6 network to the internet. So this is the network protocol stack of the IoT. You can see the visualization, how it works. And these are the research areas in IoT that we can use with the help of NetSim. So I'll just show you in NetSim how we can use the IoT. Let's go to the software. So as in simulation, we have these components. So we have to use Internet of Things, IoT. Here also we have to select the placement, uniform placement or random placement. So uniform placement, with the grid length of whichever grid length you give, it will place your sensors according to this grid length in a uniform manner. If you select the random, it will put all the sensors in a random manner. So we just click OK and put a low pan gateway here, okay, which can be used to get the sensor data and further it's sent to the device. So here we can see, apart from the wireless sensor devices, we are having the inter-networks devices also. So because IoT is the combination of wireless sensor network and IoT. IoT is the network, we have wired or wireless network. So with the low pan gateway, we can connect an outside inter-network scenario so that our sensing data will be transferred to the low pan gateway, and further it sends the data to any host we are giving here. So let's say we connect a router here, then we connect a switch, and for wireless device, let's say we connect access point, and now we connect the devices. Let's say we are having the wired node device here and a wireless device here. So now we connect these devices. So this is a wired network. Now we connect the wireless device through this wireless link. Okay. So in wireless sensor network, we are having the sensors and the sync node. Sync node is getting the data. Now in IoT, your sensing data is further stored, can be stored in some other location. Either it can be wireless or wired. Okay. So now we send some packets, some sensor applications, let's say. So we just put an application tab here. So sensor information we have seen. We just see the low pan gateway parameters. So this global properties is same. Transport layer we are having UDP. Network layer we have AUDV protocol. In interface ZigBee we are having data link layer parameters. Then in physical layer we have these parameters. We have made this power source as mainline, and these are the same parameter as sync node. So in interface WAN we have the buffer sizing, we have scheduling type, buffer size we can change, this IP addresses. So we just click on accept, and all these devices we have seen the parameters in the inter-network part. So I just don't go into the detail of these device parameters. So we just directly see the application properties where we are having this sensor app. There is a specially made sensor application for sending the sensor data to these devices. So let's say we are having these sensors and we are sending the sensor 6 data to the 22, the wireless device, 6 to 22. So we just select 6 to 22. And these are the packet size and interval distribution, the same. So, and now one data we will send from any sensor to this wired node. So let's say number 8 sensor we are having. We have to make another application from here. We have to add, click on 8, and this is number 21. So destination is 21. So we have to select this. Okay. Now we are having this line which is showing that a sensor application have been added for 6 to 22, and this is 8 to 21. So it will send the data to these devices through low pan gateway. Okay, low pan gateway further sent to the router, and router will further send to the access point and to this wireless device. Here it sends further to the switch and to the wired node device. So now we can run our simulation. For this we have to first change our DLL. Actually we have edited those DLL, so we have to make our default DLL active. So for that we have to rename. Okay, then libZigBee we have edited, so we have to active our default DLL. So we just rename it to the original name. So now we can simulate our scenario. Okay. Now we will get the performance metrics. This is common thing that will happen if you simulate. It will see your performance metrics. All the overall network metrics is there, then link metrics is there, overall link information. Then IEEE 802.11. Okay. And 15.4 parameters. Then power model matrix, that is same as wireless sensor network. And this is a application matrix. So we have entered the application, two application from 6 to 22 and 8 to 21. So this is overall throughput. So we can see the animation part from here. How our data is sending from 6 to 22 and 8 to 21. So here we have not set the mobility model for them. We can also change to the mobility model. So just to vary our throughput, we can give them the mobility and see how our result is affecting. So currently we have made it constant. So we can increase the speed to see the animation faster. So here in NetSim, that is the main benefit of using it. So you can do any change in the GUI. Most of the parameters you can change it in GUI. Further, if you want to change anything in the protocol, you have the Visual Studio environment. You can change anything, then you can just have to rebuild. Your file will be made available with your in your DLL extension. So you can just copy that DLL file and you can paste it here, and your editing DLL will work. So that is the main beneficial, very user-friendly environment is there. Either it is GUI or programming. You don't have to write the lot of program, because already program is having. You just have to change your algorithm, user algorithm that you want to change. Just have to change that, and whole programming is there. Because anything you will implement, that will be go around these protocols only. If you are not making any new protocol, if you are working on these protocols templates are already available with you. So you can just have this protocol code, source code is available with you. You have to just change the algorithm and you can work with your changes. So that is very easy. Apart from this, we will give you the manuals, user manual, source code, help manual is there. This is very big manual with all the components, around 2300 pages there. So this is source code manual. So for C source code file documentation, all is here. So you can get the help of this C source code files. So we have the soft copy and the hard copy also will provide you. So all the source codes are there. So you can study from here, or you can implement through the soft copy. We will provide the soft copy also. Okay. Then you can have the user manual. I've shown you the experimental manual where all the experiments are there. 22 experiments are there. Here it is the full user manual of NetSim. So all the thing related to NetSim, introduction, getting started, how to install it, all this is given here. How to install, how to simulate different network scenarios, internetworks. You click on internetworks, it will give you how to create a scenario for internetworks with a screenshot, their parameters, how to use it. Okay. How to see the trace files. All these things are there. So I've shown you the wireless sensor network, its leech code implementation and IoT today. So we try to cover in the FDPs these different components. So the time to time we will cover more topics. So currently we are covering this MANET and wireless sensor network. So I've done with my presentation. If you have any query, you can ask your question in the question box.